Hi everyone! It's been a little while since my last video, about a month or so since I've gotten back from my travels. This video I'm going to be focusing on my time in Morocco. I took a few videos while I was there, kind of thinking I would make something, and I got home, got sidetracked, didn't really make anything, and this is kind of, I guess, like a Christmas present to like my parents because they really wanted to watch it, and just so I have it for the future so I can look back at these videos. So I didn't film everything. I'm gonna just play those videos and kind of talk through them, and then maybe talk a little bit about the stuff that you guys didn't see on the camera, because honestly this trip was amazing. It was a very last minute decision and I'm very glad that I did it, and just an awesome all-around trip. So enjoy the clips. Okay, going all the way back to the plane ride over, the sunset was stunning, so pretty, so exciting coming in. When I got to the airport, however, I was greeted by the longest line I've ever seen. This is when I finally got to my hostel. I ordered a taxi from the airport. I was so excited at this point, in a whole different continent that I'd never been in. Quickly flash forward to the next day and getting to my group. Kind of interesting story. Fun little update. I met like a bunch of people and then we got to like a place and he was like, okay, everyone follow me except for you, lady, like stay here. I was like, okay. Basically, without boring you with the details of my bad storytelling, it was really weird. I met a bunch of people and then suddenly they were like, actually you're going with a different group, and then they left me in the car by myself and I was like, this is really sketch, this is really weird, hopefully I'm not getting kidnapped, haha, just kidding, of course. And then I got put with my actual group a little bit while later. It was all fine. A lot of this journey or video is going to be of the car ride, which I knew that going in. It's like a 3-day trip, and the main destination is going to ride the camels in the dunes. So we had like 2 days getting there, and this place is where they filmed some of the Gladiators. So if you've seen Gladiator 1, and I believe it's also in Gladiator 2, haven't seen it yet, but you may recognize that. I watched Gladiator 1 recently and I was very excited to be like, oh my gosh, I was there. It was gorgeous here. Lots of paintings and a lot of different things. It was like a UNESCO site, whatever that means. And that was the lunch that I had. Very delicious. So a few other relevant details about this trip. This trip was about 10 to 12 people. We were all in like a van together. Couple notes. The whole group mainly spoke French. I do not speak French, so that was a fun little hurdle. The driver / guide, was able to communicate everything to English for me, but definitely very interesting since everyone spoke French except for one other lady who we became friends. At this point in the day, we were driving through this valley. We were getting very close to where we were stopping for the night, and the sun was setting. Oh, it was gorgeous. I could not stop taking videos because it was just so beautiful. The videos just don't do it justice, but it was really, really pretty. Kind of reminded me a lot of Zion or Utah, but kind of on a whole different scale. This was when I got to the hotel, had 2 beds for some reason. That's honestly a common theme throughout this trip. I don't know, whenever I got a single room, I had multiple beds. So me being like, okay. And then this is some of the hotel. Honestly, I was very, very happy with the accommodations and the food and everything. This whole trip was like $150 for like luxury, like the luxury side of the trip, like everything, food, accommodations, activities, everything was included, and it was very cheap. And I was very surprised with like the caliber of everything. It was really good. And so this is the next day, starting off strong. We went to this oasis. You can kind of see it's like the oasis is in the valley. It was pretty. It was a sunny day. We met a little like tour guide, and he kind of took us through the oasis, and we got to go exploring a bit. Here's like a different angle of just like the water running through and the guide showing us around. It was stunning. That is another detail about this trip, was we had one main driver / guide kind of who went with us for the entirety of the trip, and then sometimes if we were somewhere we would have little day guides where they'd only be with us for an hour or so. And this was when our guide took us to a rug shop. Low-key, it was definitely like a selling tactic type thing, but they gave us free tea and then tried to sell us a bunch of rugs. This is the guy trying to sell us.
Alfalfa, c'est la Louisiane en français. Thyme, c'est le thym. And the pink from roses. La rose de...
Yes, he was speaking a different language because, like I said, my whole group was French. And then we went to this gorge right after. There were people rock climbing there. It was so cool. I wish I had my climbing gear. I would have gone right there if I could. I did not know that there were these huge gorges. We got to walk around. There were like a ton of little, I guess not shops, but people selling on the side of the street. Like you can see all the like colorful like clothes and little things they're trying to sell you. I didn't get like a good video of it, but it was beautiful in there. And then we stopped for some more lunch. Again, very happy and surprised with the food and just the accommodations throughout. These days were just so jam-packed. Like, this is only day 2 of the guided trip, and it honestly like feels like 3 days are jam-packed into one. You get to see so much of Morocco. Morocco is huge. We drive for like hours. We were driving, like, big shout out to the driver because we drove for hours each day, like a ton of drive time, and we got to see so much. This is when we first saw the dunes. It was so exciting. I just couldn't stop looking because we've seen a lot of different landscape, but this is the first time we were seeing like the famous iconic Merzouga sand dunes, which is kind of the highlight of the trip, was seeing the dunes, getting to the camels. This is me loading on the camels and then just getting to the desert, and then a fun awkward video of a guy taking my phone. Africa. Yeah, the guide was super sweet. He noticed I was taking some videos and he was like, oh, hey, like, let me get a picture of you, you know, riding a camel from over here. And I was like, you know what? That'd be great. He proceeded to have my phone for like, I don't know, 30-ish minutes, me awkwardly like waving and smiling, wondering if I'm ever gonna get my phone back at this point. He got the angles though. Not only did he get these couple videos, there's a ton more videos I didn't add in. He got a ton of videos, ton of photos, getting like pulling out all the stops. Okay, this is when I finally got my phone back. Very sweet of him. And you can see throughout these videos the sun just setting over the dunes. It was gorgeous. I just couldn't stop taking videos. There's probably at least 100 more videos that I have on my phone that I didn't put into this video just to save time, because I kind of realized I actually did take a lot of videos throughout this trip, but it was insane. Just the dunes, the camels, the sunset, it was perfect. I was definitely having like an out-of-body moment. And then this is when I got to the luxury desert camp. Again, had 2 beds for whatever reason, and then a whole bathroom and a whole shower. I talked to some of the other people and it was definitely not like that at some of the other camps, so very grateful. And then that was the next morning because we got to ride the camels again. And then leaving Morocco kind of just happened very quickly next day, getting to the airport. And yeah. Okay, I know this has been a long video, but I have to hop on here and talk about just a couple more things and like highlights of this trip before I'm done with this. So the camel riding, amazing, highlight of the trip for sure, insane. Getting on and off a camel is terrifying, okay? They like are on the ground. They're huge, okay? They're huge. And you're on the ground, and then they like just come over and start like doing stuff, and then you're like pushed backwards because like they don't stand up at like one time. It's like they stand their front legs up first and then their back legs, so you're like pushed back and then pushed forward. You're like holding on for dear life and you're just hoping you're gonna make it. And then coming off was even more terrifying because you're literally sitting there. It's like the anticipation is like, oh my gosh, when's it gonna happen? And then boom, boom, you're down, and then boom, then you're even. Like I, no joke, when we first got there, I saw someone almost like catapulted off the camel. It was an old man, to be fair, but literally like a different group, they got down there like, okay, let's do this, and I'm still like on my camel, boom, almost slingshotted off. Like the guy literally had to catch him or else he would have gone. And I was like, okay. But other than that, I really wanted to talk about just my time at the camp because I I didn't really have my phone for that because I was charging at the camp. The stars were insane. Like, it was so pretty. The stars were just everywhere because, you know, the nearest like city or civilization was forever away. We were out in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere, and you could just see everything, all the stars everywhere. And then we had this like super luxury dinner. Like, they literally brought out like 5 different courses of just like amazing food, and then they started playing music for us, like the drums, and like doing a bunch of, like, you know, we were around a campfire and they got us all dancing around the campfire. Like, the kid, we were like swinging back and forth. I wish, like, I know someone got a video of it and I wish I had it because it was amazing. We were all just like singing and dancing around the campfire, and it was just such an amazing experience that I will never forget. So good. And then after that, it just like all happened so quickly. We, you know, next morning got onto the camels, rode them back, and then like from there it was just like a drive all the way back. I'm very, very grateful I did this trip. As I said before, it was a very last minute decision. Like, no one really like told me that I should have gone on this trip. In fact, there were many people, my mom, who didn't want me to go on this trip because they were nervous, and I'm very glad that I did, and I think my mom kind of eventually did come around, so it all ended up working out. But amazing experience, definitely recommend Morocco, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video because I know this was a lot longer than you or I was expecting. So yeah, thanks for watching.